Hello, everyone. My name is Upongete Victor Jonathan, and today I will be making a final presentation on ethical analysis of adultery using Kantian ethics. So, we will be exploring how Kant's categorical imperative applies to this moral dilemma and determine whether adultery can be considered morally permissible based on his framework. Adultery is often viewed as unethical, but different moral theories justify or condemn it for different reasons. Kantian ethics, a deontological framework, focuses on universal moral duties rather than consequences. And today, we'll analyze adultery using Kant's three formulations of the categorical imperative, see, to determine if it can be morally justified. Kantian ethics is duty based, and this means that actions are judged by whether they follow moral rules, not by their outcomes. So, Kant's categorical imperative is a test for determining the morality of actions, and it consists of three key formulations that we will be exploring in relation to adultery. The first formulation of the categorical imperative states that an action is only moral if it can be universalized. And this means that everyone could do it without contradiction. So if everyone committed adultery, the concept of marriage and trust in relationships will break down, making adultery an unsustainable universal law. For the purpose of an illustration, imagine a world where adultery is universally accepted. You see, marriages would lose their purpose, trust would become meaningless, and even relationships will be chaotic. So, since this outcome is undesirable, adultery fails the first formulation and is therefore immoral. The second formulation states that we should never use people as mere means to our own ends. You see, adultery disregards the dignity and autonomy of both the betrayed spouse and the affair partner, you see, by prioritizing personal pleasure over respect. This makes it ethically impermissible under Kantian's ethics. For example, a person who commits adultery deceives their spouse, and this violates their right to make informed decisions about their relationship. This dishonesty objectifies the spouse and you see treating them as a mere tool for personal gratification rather than as an autonomous being. The third formulation states that we should act in ways that contribute to a society governed by moral laws. You see, a world where adultery is accepted would create a breakdown of trust and respect in relationships. And of course, making it impossible to establish a stable moral order. In a world where adultery is normalized, trust in relationships would vanish. People would be unable to rely on their partners. And of course, families would suffer. And this contradicts the moral foundation required for a kingdom of ends, making adultery incompatible with Kantian ethics. Some might argue that adultery is justified in cases of maybe unhappy marriages or emotional neglect or for whatsoever reason. However, Kantian ethics does not consider consequences, only moral duty do. Lying and betraying a partner violates the categorical imperative, you see, making adultery immoral regardless of personal circumstances. In summary, adultery fails all three tests of Cain's categorical imperative. It cannot be universalized, it treats others as mere means, and it undermines moral order. From a Kantian perspective, adultery is unequivocally immoral, I would say, regardless of circumstances. These are the references I used to support the analysis in this presentation. So, thank you for your time.